Nithyanandam. Welcome to this edition of The Real Story. This is Ma Shantananda and you are watching NTV. Today, I would like to take you back in time to those difficult days soon after March 2nd last year. It's hard to believe that it's close to a year now since that black day in the history of Dhyanapeetham. So many people have been hurt, so many lives dislodged, so many left without a source of income, just because of the vengeance and jealousy of a few people. Over the past year, Swamiji has borne so many accusations, character assassination, imprisonment, abuse and harassment, all with great dignity and a bright, smiling face. It doesn't take much intelligence to realize that he has been framed. It really doesn't take more than a look, does it, to realize who the victim is and who the culprit is. Soon after the scandal broke out, Swamiji was accused of having abandoned his disciples and the ashram not providing any information. Little did they know the real story. That at the time, the ashram, including Swamiji, didn't know what was going on. The frame-up was so cleverly done that it took the ashram by shock.
March 2nd, 2010. A conspiracy unfolds. Paramahamsa Nithyananda, an inspirational force for millions, social visionary, spiritual guide, pioneer of the Vedic Renaissance, is attempted to be linked through a video with a South Indian film actress by a scheming disciple. In a matter of hours, the news was everywhere, on internet, in newspapers, on prime-time TV.
He has also erupted over an alleged sex scandal involving Swami Nithyananda, who has an ashram just outside Bangalore. The Swami was allegedly filmed in a room with a woman in Tamil Nadu. People then attacked the ashram, while his followers say that the video is a conspiracy.
Before we continue with this story, we have to tell you a little bit about this organization called Dhyanapeetham, the seat of meditation. That's really what it is. It's made up of a group of seekers who got together to learn under the guidance of an enlightened master whose only vision was to bring about world peace through enlightenment. All we knew was the language of spirituality, meditation, yoga and service. Suddenly, we were thrown into the spiral of sex, lies, slander and violence. Something that seemed to have come out of a bad action movie. While we were still reeling from the shock and outrageousness of it all, we were being literally attacked from all quarters. Swamiji's very life was under threat.
Nithyananda became the center of a raging sex scandal that stunned his followers worldwide. His ashrams were stormed by unidentified people. His unarmed disciples attacked. While the world watched, and those in power remained silent. In a relentless assault, more groundless allegations of rape, cheating, unnatural offense, criminal intimidation, and hurting religious sentiments were slapped down on Nithyananda, putting his followers in a fear psychosis and the public in great confusion. With no evidence, no victims, and no other side of the story, denied the fundamental standing of innocent until proven guilty, Nithyananda stood guilty until proven innocent.
The ashram reached out by having a press conference soon after March 2nd, but all explanation fell on deaf ears. The media just loved the scandal, the sensation of the scandal, not realizing that many lives were being destroyed in the process. After being betrayed by one who we considered as family, the ashram didn't know who was friend and who was enemy anymore. A difficult decision had to be made. Swamiji, who was already on a pre-planned trip to the Kumbh Mela, was asked to stay back and not return until things cooled down.
Every day brought fresh allegations that a few ashramites had fled the ashram, that the remaining were held captive inside, that affected people were filing complaints and cases, that more similar videotapes were tracked, and that Nithyananda was in hiding. Nithyananda was attending the Mahakumbh Mela in Haridwar at the time the sting operation against him was launched.
Within one day, hundreds of my ashrams and centers have been broken. Many centers, see, only few are ashrams, many centers are run by devotees. Their houses are broken. My 20 lakh disciples in South India feel orphans. Suddenly we feel like orphans.
The media accused Swamiji of absconding. However, when he did talk to them, he was misquoted, adding to the sensationalism.
Cooperate with them. I am completely going to cooperate legally, socially, and I am going to face media. I am facing you.
My last question. But what Nithyananda spoke reached the people with misleading connotations.
What created the entire furor was a video. Was it you on the video?
Few things I wanted to talk about it. Surely there is a lot of misrepresentation, manipulation, conspiracy and morphing.
While Nithyananda starts clarifying, the caption says, "Yes, it's me in the video." When such distortions became the norm, Nithyananda was forced to switch to YouTube on the internet.
I don't understand this concept of fame and defame.
Why is Nithyananda being misquoted? Why so much speculation?
With threats flying in the air, attacked by the media both at the ashram and also wherever Swamiji went, there was no other go but for us, disciples and the lawyers, to step in and tell Swamiji to lie low until the legalities were settled.
Did Nithyananda really flee the ashram? The Bangalore ashram confirmed Nithyananda's presence in the Mahakumbh Mela in Haridwar as per his earlier schedule.
Swamiji is right now in the tradition of Kumbh Mela that happens every 12 years. Spiritual gurus use this time to go on Parivrajika and take the dip in Holy Ganga. He is in that process.
We've informed COD officials that Swamiji would make himself available anytime within 24 hours of their request.
But it was continued to be claimed that Nithyananda was in hiding. Was Nithyananda in hiding or right there at the Kumbh Mela?
Media reports from two South Indian states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, claim that Swamiji Paramahamsa Nithyananda is missing. But the Swamiji is very much in Haridwar attending the Kumbh Mela and speaking to Times Now.
Why did Nithyananda not return to the ashram?
Swamiji is wanting to be here and talking to you all. We are concerned about his security. His very security is at risk. We cannot, at this stage, be assured of his safety, of his security. But let me be very, very clear. Categorically, Swamiji wants to be here He wants to talk. But we are concerned, we are really concerned about his security.
Why the Swamiji has not come in the open to explain his deeds. But that may not be possible at all with the kind of threats people are posing against him.
That's true. Certainly, I'm sure there is a certain risk for the Swami to just, emerge into this.
You at one point are asking the Swamiji to come out in the open to explain his act and his behavior and his conduct. But at the same time, you're threatening him by saying that if you come, you know what we're going to do to you. If people have an objection to his behavior,
Yes.
How do they feel justified about their own behavior against him?
Exactly. There's nobody to tell the people about this, because media, our media, which is expected to improve people's lives, seems to be worsening it. Our media is taking a 5-minute clip and expanding it and making the only substantial business it does in a day is to stream actually escapades of this individual for the entire day. So therefore the bigger culprit would be not just, assuming that these acts are despicable, you will have to label the media's conduct as even more despicable then.
As you all know, our fears were not unfounded. The threat was no ordinary threat. Swamiji was arrested and kept in police custody for 53 days.
The magnitude of the attacks that followed made one wonder. Was this a planned attack of just one individual? Or was it the work of forces that felt threatened by Nithyananda's rapid rise? Or was it a conspiracy against Hinduism and the Vedic Renaissance that Nithyananda symbolized? Or was it a collaboration of all three? On 21st April 2010, Nithyananda was arrested for interrogation on over 19 offences he had not committed.
The players were big timers who were experienced at this kind of a game. We were still novice at these kind of games and threats that came along with becoming a huge organization. As you can see today, a year later, millions of people are flocking to Swamiji for his guidance. True seekers have recognized him for who he really is, an incarnation who will guide them to enlightenment. Today, people are coming in big numbers, both here at the ashram and also virtually through the internet. It is important to protect Swamiji's life so he could be available for the millions of seekers around the world. Having said that, I would like to end this episode of The Real Story knowing that you understand why he had to be away during those difficult months. Thank you for joining us on this edition of The Real Story. Nithyanandam.
Lam